Lighting is another important aspect of putting an installation together. As I mentioned here, we needed to have a controlled lighting on the objects. These are fabric, many very old, and heat and light can be very damaging to objects such as textiles, photography, watercolors, works on paper. So we needed to keep the light level down to about 8, maximum say 12 foot candles. But generally we were hovering around 8 to 10 foot candles in this exhibition. And that is to preserve the textiles. So it becomes a real issue of when we're doing the lighting, how we're going to, using basically floodlights rather than spotlights, because spotlights would put too much light on an object, using low wattage, and if the wattage is too high already or we're getting too much light on, we actually put just screens in. In our case, we simply cut circles of window screen, and we put layers of that in there till we get the light level down to what is acceptable for the objects. But it also creates, lighting can create, and it's the element that creates a lot of drama in the exhibition. With these dark walls of the installation, we have already a certain amount of drama, but it emphasizes, the lighting can emphasize the objects, but again, you have to do it within the controlled lighting that is necessary for these objects. But even then, what this does, it often puts the background area into even a darker tone so that the objects do appear lighter. I find that very often when I put an installation together, I use a lot less light than what I see in a lot of exhibitions when I travel. I don't think it's necessary to put in an excessive amount of light. What happens is, when the viewer comes in from outside, their eyes are such they come from an area where there's bright light, and so it takes them time when they walk into the gallery to adjust to this darker light level. But after they're in here a while, their eyes have adjusted, and so they feel very comfortable even in this more subdued light situation. But it does take time for them to adjust. And in fact, statistics show that the older you get, the longer it takes to make this adjustment. So generally what I do right at the entrance wall, especially if there's entrance graphics, signage, or the title wall, I will put a little more light on that and more light on the floor at the entrance, so that the adjustment when people walk from the bright outside to the inside is not as stark, is not as great. And that allows them to take a little time to make that initial adjustment to a darker environment, and then as they move on through, I have the amount of light in subsequent parts of the exhibition even dimmer, so that because they've already made that adjustment.